I've been asked this question several times of how I am able to keep going, how I'm able to do what I'm doing, how I'm able to keep my energy, how I'm able to keep doing things I do every time, even when it's kind of when it seems difficult, when it seems not to be working out, when the economy, when a lot of things are not, working, in favor of the whole situation, I keep going. And I get to be asked this question, Bukola, how do you do it? How do you keep up with energy? How do you how do you still do it? My number one answer is my why. My why, the reason I started doing what I'm doing in the first place, my why is what keeps me going. My why is the only thing that keeps me going. Each time I remember my why, I wouldn't want to stop. No matter the challenges, no matter the situation, I would want to keep going. I wouldn't want to stop. My why is so strong. If you remember your why, you will not want to give up. That is if your why is strong enough. When I have good justification for doing something, when my why is so strong, even when it seems the all road is blocked, I will still believe there will be a way. I will still see like road that will lead to success. Your why is what will keep you going in the face of adversary, in the face of challenges, in the face of any kind of problem. Even when people are telling you it cannot work, even when people are telling you it's not possible, even when the economy is not in favor, your why is the only thing that will keep you going. That is why you need a very strong why for doing that thing you want to do. You need very strong why. Let me give you a quick example, a quick real life story of myself. When I left Nigeria to Mexico, I used to have back in Nigeria, I had a salon and I had a boutique. But coming to Mexico, I was pregnant with twins and I had two older boys. I've always been an active person in my life. I've never been the type to like want to sit at home and, not doing anything. It has never happened to me before. So coming to Mexico, when I met few people and I, tell them, oh, I cannot wait to to give birth to my boys. I can't wait to give birth to my twins so I can start my business immediately because I already having ideas of things I needed to do, how I was going to continue my business that I was doing back home in Mexico. I had a boutique and a salon in Nigeria. So my plan was to open, to start to continue the business. But before I left Nigeria, I did some training in fashion designing, which is still in my line because I love anything fashion. So I've always wanted to have my own, clothing brand. So I put in for a training and I did the training before coming to Mexico. So when I tell people I want to start my business, I can't wait to give birth to my twins so I can start my business, they look at me. Like I remember particular one time when I told this person and the person told me to my face, if you work, go work, no bother yourself. That struck me. Like I thought to myself, that is not me. That is not who I am. I rejected that, that spirit of, go work immediately. I told myself, it will work. It must work. So immediately I gave birth. When I gave birth, like it was like my twins were still like 6 months or 7 months or thereabouts. When I had an opportunity to attend a particular event, I was invited to that event. That was the first time. That was when I launched my brand. That was when I launched a collection that I sold everything myself. My first collection, I did the sewing myself because then I was still struggling with speaking Spanish. And the funniest thing is in Mexico, if you go to a tailor or a seamstress to sew something for you, you have to do the cutting yourself or you do the pattern. You cannot just go to a seamstress and say, oh, I have this clothes, I have this design, make them for me the way we do back in Nigeria. But in Mexico, the person that will cut is different from the person that will sew. It to be different from the person that would do the pattern. So it was that crazy. Well, I learned everything before leaving Nigeria. So I got to work. I did my collection and I went for the event. And that was when I try to like study the whole situation to see the people's reaction, and it was so amazing. Even though I didn't really understand Spanish then, but the way they would say it, and it was the reactions were really amazing, and that was what encouraged me to launch my brand the next year at the same event. I was invited again the next year. So I went, I launched my brand with the presence of the governor of the state. He came, and it was really an amazing event where they invite Nigerian, they invite different countries. So I represented Nigeria, and I was able to launch my brand at that event. What I want to say is, when I started, if I'd listened to what people said, if I'd listened to, oh, it no go work, it will not work, it is difficult, or if I'd even given myself excuses of, oh, I don't understand Spanish, how do I relate with people, and all that, I didn't let that stop me, because my why is so strong that if you stand in my way, I will bulldozer you. That is how important your why is. The reason you start doing something. Why do you want to do something? Why? What is the reason behind? What is the justification behind you starting that business, starting that thing you want to do? It must be very strong, because discouragement will come from the economy, from the society, from people close to you, friends, family. They tell you, cannot work, don't bother yourself. Some will go behind you. What's she doing? You will even see, there's times when people don't believe in what you're doing, or when they don't believe in your work, you will see it from their countenance, from their behavior. If you are the type that you can read in between the lines. But I never allow that to bother me, because my why is very strong. Today, I am someone that Mexicans will come to and ask me, Bukola, como say? Like, how did I do it? Like, they knew when I started my business. I was able to launch my brand in a mall, one of the biggest mall in Latin America. It was a kiosk. It was in between Zara and Lululemon. I remember then too, when I just came to the country, the first time I went to that mall, I told my husband, I will be having my store in this mall. And I walked towards it. That is the power of why. That is the power behind your why. That is why it is so important. Your why must be very strong. That is the only thing that can keep you going, even when everything seems it will not work, even when the whole world is against you, even when the society is against it, even when people closer to you, people that are supposed to be encouraging you, are discouraging you. Your why is the only thing that can keep you going. And today I want to ask you, what is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Is it strong enough to keep you going even when you're facing adversaries? Is it strong enough to keep you going even when you're feeling depressed? Is it strong enough to keep you going even when there are struggles, when there are problems? Your why is very important. You need your why to keep you going. Don't forget to like, to share, and to comment below. Subscribe to this channel. I'll be sharing with you more juicy content.